can you help me with this? Whereas if you have like a panel, maybe, then it might be easier for the, senior class that's graduating to ask people that have been there or where they are right now in their careers.
I love that. I think that's a great idea. And I think with that is my biggest thing, probably what I'm going to follow up with you guys the most about is getting everybody on LinkedIn. And I'm going to probably reach out to Hart to figure out how to do it all. But it would be so helpful if I knew kind of everybody's jobs, everybody's majors in kind of one spot, and then to be able to kind of say, okay, we're going to do a marketing panel. I'm going to see if I can pick some, or we're going to do how to apply to grad school, get Dean and some of my other peeps. Yeah. I love that. I think that would be super helpful. So that's a really good idea. What else?
If you wanted, I don't know if anyone on the team would be interested, but if you did have the opportunity for mentorships, like if anybody who maybe was doing a marketing major and really thought hey, set them up with someone in marketing and maybe they can connect and kind of help them kind of get through their degree a little bit. If that's a I can't really speak for business people. I was not a business major. But maybe that would help, especially I'm trying to grow our engineering group since it's one right now, but some sort of mentoring to kind of help them see here's all the possibilities you can do with your major. You're not just stuck with what you see, maybe the one thing that they think their major is capable of.
So do you think, and I love that, Dan, it kind of led me down maybe a different path, but what if we started a alum senior mentor where we had somebody that as you kind of came into your senior year, it obviously you guys would volunteer to do it, but that person kind of got paired up, and maybe it has nothing to do with major or interest, but just kind of as an alum, somebody that they have that to build that connection with, to reach out for. Do you think that you would have liked that as a senior? Is it just adding something to your plate, or do you think that helps you guys at all kind of feel maybe connected to the current team?
Yeah, I really like the mentor idea. I think potentially even throw the juniors in there too, because I feel like junior year, you're looking for internships, then for your senior year to maybe turn that into a job potentially. So I think that could be another good idea. I was going to say that potentially in my personal view, having a connection on a personality and an interest level, I think helps a little bit. And whether that's, connected through your major or just generally you both like to go hiking, whether you don't have to go hiking together, but if that's something you guys, get the conversation started. We had a mentorship program with my work, and the person I was paired up with, we didn't really jive. So we met once, so we went to lunch one time and that was kind of it. Whereas I have somebody that I consider my mentor because we have a good relationship, but he's not my actual mentor. So I think that is just, in my opinion, to have that. But I think starting it, getting a group of juniors and seniors would be helpful for the career and just generally the transition after college, life after college, because it's a weird time, and especially this year was weird. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally. Going off that too, I think the whole idea of having a platform to connect, and also taking note of who went to grad school, or what people's, what line of work they're in or what their major was. For me, like Kate was saying, I was 10,000% lost when I graduated. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I think for me, the most frustrating thing, even after I graduated from grad school, was just figuring out how to even look for a job. I guess so if you're in the business school, it's pretty structured, and there's a really great alumni network just on its own. And I think there's a lot of resources to say, hey, for a job, you can look here, or we have these events, or here's a great website that's even a good resource that's local to Colorado. Whereas I know I was a psychology major, but I got my master's in marketing, and for psychology, there was nothing like that. So people that aren't in the business school, I think figuring out kind of who to talk to and where to even look, especially in this time where it's pretty much all digital, just trying to make those connections and figure out where is the space that I actually should be looking to do what I want to do was really, really hard for me. And even like job titles, I like didn't 100% understand like what they meant. So kind of, what am I trying to say? Sorry, my brain's not on. But yeah, I guess like for me, like I'm picturing myself after I graduated, if I could like get together with people that did marketing and they're like, hey, here's like where I found a job or how I did it and how long it took. I think that would be extremely helpful instead of kind of trying to figure it out on your own, which took me a super long time. And it also just causes a lot of stress. And the benefit of obviously being part of a group like this is that I think we're all so willing to help and kind of be there for the girls where like maybe we were seeing that disconnect and like where we struggled, we're more than willing to help the younger girls so that they don't feel that. So for me as well, I think it's not even just like, hey, like here are the things you can do, but like here's how you can find the things you want to do. And I thought for me that was a major piece that I didn't have, so would obviously love and be more than willing to help out with that too. Also, I have to go, I'm really sorry, but I love everybody and I miss you. Yeah, go.
Well, I know we've got to go, but one last question for you guys. What can we do for you right now? You know, so we've been kind of talking a lot about like what can we do for the younger girls, and I think that's awesome. But what do you guys need right now? Like, you know, what can I do to help you guys? Whether it's continuing these so that you guys can kind of connect with each other. You know, how can I continue to mentor? You know, are there things that would be that you need kind of in life, I guess, and not just jobs. You know, life gets still dirty. Kind of makes it fun, but nothing. You're all.
Come on, Liz. You gave us enough already.
Come on, Allie. I'm here to help. I don't know what I can do. I'm always here. I have wine.
I think just like the continued connections that we're able to have are like so cool. I was just at a work event before this, and one of our clients played lacrosse at Georgetown, and I like was telling him that I had to leave because I had this event, and it becomes more and more valuable. And so I think the fact that we can like actually speak to it and continue to have this sort of tribe, if you will, is like it's priceless. It's awesome. So I think just the emphasis on like continuing this is something I really appreciate.
Cool.
I totally agree. I also think just kind of going off what we've been talking about, even, and this isn't necessarily something that you can give us, it's more just like maintaining that connection, maybe just doing like an alumni happy hour every so often. I know that's not really possible right now, but when it gets to a point, just like, even if you can come for 30 minutes, just catching up with people. And I think like if we want to make it into more of a job thing with the younger girls, we can totally do that too. But I think even just having it be a periodic alumni thing could be really fun and low expectations, but still like maintaining that connection.
Yeah, that's great. We used to, when I first got to Towson as an assistant coach, they had a first Friday. And it was just the first Friday of every month. It was, we're going to be at Bill Bateman's and we're going to have wings and beer, and whoever's there can show up and come. And so I think that I love that idea of just kind of saying, okay, this is, we're going to be at the Pioneer this date. It doesn't have to be the Pioneer, but show up if you're around.
By the way, Bill Bateman's closed, so.
No, I know. I actually was really sad about that. I love that place. Well, and I think kind of to what Bertie was talking about, I have been reached out to, and I love the idea of doing another Zoom on social justice. I think that it's something that I think is really important to talk about. I think it's difficult to talk about, but I think it's necessary. And I want to make sure that you guys also have a platform that you feel that we can talk about it. So what I'd like to do is there's a lot I've been taking notes the whole time, very studious. But kind of the way I'd like to leave it is I'm going to kind of get on Hart and see if she can help me with the LinkedIn. I have no idea how to do kind of a group in that. So if you guys know, that's awesome. But I'm going to see if she can kind of connect, and we will send something out, some kind of link so that we can all get on that together. I'm also going to send out an email about potentially the mentorship, see who would be interested in doing it with our juniors and seniors, and be able to kind of go from there. I love a lot of the in-person stuff. I think we will hold off on until we can. You know, if you guys want to do a happy hour, that's great. Have at it. I don't know if I'm going to be there just yet, but I will. But the next meeting I'd like us to have is going to be October 13th at 5. And I'll send out a link for this. And that one, I would like that one to kind of focus a little bit more on social justice. And if you guys have any ideas on other topics that we want to do a Zoom after that, we want to continue this, we want to continue the social justice talk, I think it's awesome. And I'm also always willing to step out if you guys would like to kind of have these conversations without me. That's okay too. I totally get it. Still coach in some ways, so no big deal. Anything I forgot? Anything?
Liz, is there anything we can do to help with the current players? I mean, just this year is obviously rocky. So anything, can we hop on a Zoom with them? Anything to lift their spirits, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Ellie, thank you for asking. That's actually one of the things I'm trying to figure out is if they are allowed to jump on the Zooms. I'd love to do a player panel. I'd like to open it up, the social justice one up to current players as well, if we are allowed to do that. So I love that. You know, I think that the social media is probably the easiest way to connect with people. And so, you know, when you guys see something that comes up, you know, I think just wishing somebody a happy birthday. It seems silly, but I think those little things and messages go a long way. You know, I think the freshmen, now that we're playing a little bit, I think that they're feeling a little bit better than when they were all in trouble last week, which was just great. But you know, if we can get maybe one of the player panels or the mentorship going, I think that would really be good.
It's Abby Busick's birthday today, if anyone.
It sure is. 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be fun tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Looking forward to that. That's the best part, though, is you all think that we don't know what's going on. Everybody's turning purple. And you know what? Without fail, it's not the birthday girl that's usually the worst. It's the BFF that's usually the worst. It was right along there with her.
Rip Kaylee.
What was that one?
I said rip to Kaylee Lammers.
Yeah. Lammers needs to run some more anyway. She'll be good. She's still salty that she's on defense. I know. I told her today. I said, practice as a midi. She was like, ugh.
That was actually a pretty good impression.
Thank you. I've gotten good.
Sorry.
They miss you guys, though. I miss my 20s.
Man.
I mean, I don't miss you guys when you were freshmen. And honest to God, when these guys got in trouble, I was like laughing. And I had to be serious and I couldn't be like laugh at them. But I'm like, I'm getting mad at them for being in a room together. Like if they had any idea what the former senior class had gotten in trouble for, they would have like been out of here. They would have quit.
You mean you don't miss me and Laura being roommates? That was a wonderful time.
I wasn't in that room.
Even more dynamic duo.
I know. Well, now they're all single, so, but it's interesting. It's getting to know their personalities are fun to figure out. I did have one of them at practice yesterday. She did that between the legs fake and then shot behind her back, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't teach you that. It's pretty impressive. Well, it's so good to see you guys. I appreciate you all jumping on, and we'll get something out for from the stuff. This is really good ideas. I love your all opinions, and we'll put it to work. And if you guys think of anything, if there's anything that you need that you want to just text me about, I'd love to hear from you. And if you are wandering around DU and happen to be out there around 9, just with your mask, come and wave at practice. And congrats to Kendra. Got this to TA. You want to say hi to everybody? No? Okay. Dudley does not want to say hi.
Guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Miss you guys all.
Bye.
Love
We
you.
miss you.
Bye.
Bye, Fishy. Tell your mom I said hi.